Hello, hello. Wait, let me check if I'm live over there. How's your weekend so far? Okay, let's see if I'm live. Looks like. Okay, now I'm live. All right, welcome back to Ask Jason Anything About Facebook Ads. Yeah, this is a live 30 minutes live session that I've been doing since 160 over weeks ago. Yeah, this is definitely something that I'll be doing continuously for foreseeable future. But then again, if you're new to this, well, what I do here is I answer questions about Facebook advertising, meta advertising, Instagram advertising. So essentially, if you have any questions regarding like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Meta ads, all you need to do is first thing first, I would recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and just post. I mean, first try to search for an answer if there is, because I've actually posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, mainly about answering questions like this. So chances are, whatever that you are experiencing right now, I probably have covered it before in the past. But if you can't find any answer to your question or anything kind of like similar or related to it, all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go live on the following Sunday, 10 p.m. Malaysia time, to answer your questions live like this. Now, please do not expect me to reply to your comment. I mean, not being cocky here, seriously not. I mean, but to me here is technical stuff like digital marketing, Facebook advertising, especially, best, in my opinion, communicated via, like verbal, like this. I mean, to be frank, I'm not really a good so-called writer, as in like not really able to convey myself really well in the writing form. So yeah, but then again, come back to the following Sunday, on the following Sunday to listen to my reply, or you can watch the replay. Anyway, so yeah. Now, yeah, I'm just gonna go right into this, and yeah, if you're new to me, Jason, I'm from Malaysia. I'm a Meta Ads optimization strategist. So what I really do with my clients are, like I meet my clients on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, mainly to analyze their Facebook ads campaign and find out the optimization opportunities. How do we take the campaign to the next level, or to fix campaigns that are not performing, to come up with solutions and hypotheses and build the next steps and stuff like that. So that's what we do. So if you have anything, if you're having some doubts about your campaign performance and all that, like you can actually reach out to me. We have another program, which is like, you can get me to review your Facebook ads campaign and all that, but you can actually do this over here as well. So yeah, just in case, because over here we do live every Sunday night, but some questions you probably need a little bit, like faster communication or more direct one-to-one communication, then you can scan this QR code. This will take you to my, like calendar, that you can actually pick a time, and you buy me a dinner, and then we can actually have a 30 minutes discussion to look at whatever situations that you are in right now, and I'll give you personalized recommendations, whether it's your questions that you're having, your challenge that you are having, or you probably are not too familiar with whatever that Facebook ads manager here and there, that we can actually go through that. Or you can actually use this to even book a like ad review by me as well. So we can do anything, because this is over Zoom and everything will be recorded. So you can actually have that as a reference, and you can come back to that, if you need anything. So if that's what you need, scan this QR code, then we can actually have a quick chat over there. Now, if you're new to Facebook advertising and you want to have a more structured training to kind of like learn Facebook ads, so-called in terms of the strategy, the setup, the step-by-step walkthrough and all that in a more guided way, I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. So this is a five lesson. It's not a 5 lesson. It's a 2.5 hour recorded training. But inside there, we have got like 5 main elements to it. The first one is really about, like my framework, as in like my strategy, my way of forming Facebook Ads strategy, and how I set up the campaign with step-by-step walkthrough. So I would actually explain about budget allocation, like the ad strategy directions, called creative directions and stuff like that. So that's what we talk about. And then after that, the second part is where we talk about the Facebook ads objectives, where there are a lot of confusion about like objectives and all that. Some people will say that, if I choose different objective, am I being charged differently and all that? I mean, yeah, no, actually, yeah. So, but then you need to really learn the differences between objective in order to make the right decision. Otherwise, you will be targeting the wrong people, even though you set all the audience targeting the way you want it, but selecting the wrong objective, it's going to lead you to the wrong direction. So that's something that I would cover very, like in depth over there. So that's the second part. And the third part is really about the audience targeting techniques, where I have some signature audience targeting techniques that I would like to share with you to really help you find the right people for your campaign. And followed by the fourth one, which is we talk about the ads that creative and copywriting direction. Now, put it this way, I'm not a creative person, or no, not a copywriter as well. But because I work with clients and we go through, we use a lot of creative and all that, then we kind of have some first-hand information about what's working and what's not working to really probably cut short your learning curve over there. And the fifth part is really about analytics. In my opinion, starting Facebook ads is actually the easiest part, but knowing what's working and what's not working, trying to plan the next steps to bring it forward and all that is really something that we need to learn, which is all about analytics. So this is a 5-part, 2.5-hour recorded training. You scan this QR code, you can actually sign up and, get access to it right away. And you always have access to the latest version, because whenever there are some critical updates and all that, I would do a recording and you always get the latest version of that. So that's where you can actually go. And yeah, this is really another program. Now, just in case you say that, Jason, I am tired of learning, I want to cut short everything, can you actually help me do this? Yes, I take a handful of clients every month to help them design their Facebook ad strategy, set it up for them, and optimize for them, in the 4-week period. So this is really on, like a one-on-one basis, of course. So what a lot of my clients use this for is they use this to train their internal in-house team. So what we do here is the first week, we would actually go through your, like campaign goals. Then we would determine what do you really want to achieve and what are the directions that we would go in. We would have to look into. So we will discuss about the objective, the audience targeting, the creative direction, even the landing page as well. I'll give you recommendations on everything. But of course, I would not be designing it or copywriting it for you, right? But then I will give you the direction. And even at the landing page as well, if there are certain things that we want to tweak, I would also give you recommendations. So this is where we talk about the first week, which is what we call the strategy. So once we're ready, on the second week, then we will set up the campaign. I will set up the campaign for you, with you. So invite your team to come along, and then, ask questions, like as I set up. So you guys can actually learn, and everything will be recorded anyway. So you can actually use this for your in-house training or whatever reference that help your team set up their campaign themselves. So that's the second part. And on the third and fourth week is where we talk about like optimization. We analyze what's working, what's not working. This is where we really talk about analytics, metrics, and optimization. So this is a 4-week program. So if you're interested, if that's something that you want to actually kind of like really just forget about learning, I just want to get started, right? Scan this QR code, let me do everything for you, and you learn. That's our idea. But bear in mind, I'm not an agency. That's not what I do right now. But it's really a program that help you get started with optimized structure, at the same time empowering your team to learn the essential skills, right? So yeah, let's go through the questions. Now the first question is coming from Nat. So this is a question posted on my video about Facebook Pixel and Conversion API. So next question here is, what are you supposed to use for mobile apps? The SDK, Conversion Pixel, so freaking confusing, Facebook. Welcome to Meta World. As you are actually just getting started, as you go deeper into it, when you talk about like Facebook advertising, optimization, analyticals, and all that, there are quite a number of things to learn. But then again, welcome to the world. And let me assure you one thing, which is you're not the only person that feels confused. It's natural for Meta to be confusing. So if you ask me, if you're doing mobile apps, then definitely it's the SDK, because SDK and the Conversion API and the Pixel, they are essentially the same thing, and they serve the same purpose, which is for attribution, analytical, and audience retargeting and all this segmentation kind of purpose. So it's really for Facebook to really track actions in your mobile apps. Conversion API and Pixel are meant for websites. So eventually, if you're doing mobile apps, it's really the SDK. So if you need help, then you can actually do more learning, as in like reading online and all that. But then again, if you work with what do we call experienced developer, they should know what to do, because I don't believe there are any mobile apps that do not install Meta SDK. It's really something that is must have. So if you work with any mobile developer, they should know what to advise you on this thing. So yeah, but I'm not a technical person, but that's essentially my understanding about these two things. So all the best, Ned. Yeah, just in case you need help in the future about meta advertising, just come back to me. All right, but yeah, all the best for this one. Okay, now then the next question I have here is coming from Layla. So Layla is, like saying that you recently ran Facebook ads and your ads manager has been restricted twice in a week. You didn't do anything that violates the policy. Should you create a new business manager? Is there a way to prevent Meta Business Manager from getting restricted? Let's put it this way. If you are new to advertising, it is normal to have restrictions from time to time, but I really need to find out why are you being restricted. So even though you say that you don't violate rules, but sometimes you just don't know. So when you are being restricted, Meta usually give you some, like recommendations. They would tell you that, oh, you are doing this for community stuff and all that. Try to read all these and try to follow their trails to really kind of like find out what are the things that you are doing potentially violating those, because otherwise they won't be doing it. But it's normal that probably they are just violating, like disabling you just to make sure that you're a real human. They want you to submit ID and stuff like that. There are various situations. So you really need to find out. Try to do some readings and all that here and there, following the trails and all that is what I would recommend. But yeah, make sure you don't violate the rules, because the more you do this, the more likely you're going to get very frequent ban, and eventually you will become permanently restricted from advertising. So that's a bad thing that you don't want to get into. And I have worked with a lot of advertisers that got into that, and it's nasty. Okay, now then back to another question here is, should you create another business manager? It's not going to help. To be frank, you really need to find out. Having multiple business manager, multiple ad accounts is really something that we always practice because it's kind of like a fallback. But knowing, really learning what's happening is really the key. So yeah, I would say get to the root of the problem and see what's really happening right now. Because to be frank, otherwise, you see, this is exactly how I approach any problem at all. When I have a Facebook ads campaign that is not working, I've tried to find out why. When I have a campaign that is working, I try to find out why, because knowing why avoids you from making the same mistake in the future. That's my bottom line, okay? But if you're not sure what to do and you need a little bit of help in terms of navigating all this and all that, right? I would recommend that you scan this QR code. Then you can actually schedule a 30-minute discussion with me over Zoom, where you can share your screen and all that. But of course, you've got to buy me a dinner for that, which is totally nominal. Then we can actually go through your situation. Hopefully, we are able to find out what is happening, because I might even look at your ad that I probably can tell you something that you are potentially doing that is violating the rules. Because like you said, you're new. You probably kind of like sometimes you make innocent mistakes, and this is totally normal. So if you need that, scan this QR code. Yeah, let's have a quick chat. Okay, that's Layla. Thanks for dropping by. Then the next one is coming from Sandra. So Sandra is saying you're running ads with $50 per day, but you're not making any sales. Then why are you continuing it? Like I say, when I have a campaign that is not making any sales, I would definitely try to find out why. I think the first thing you need to really look into is try to look into the numbers, try to analyze the campaign, and try to pinpoint what is the problem that is causing you not getting any sales. Now, when it comes to Meta Ads optimization, or what so-called the analytics, which is the first step to approach optimization, is when we have any problem at all. Let's say we have a campaign that is not working right now, that is not getting sales for your situation. It's really important to find out why. You see, when it comes to Meta Ads, there are two portions of the whole thing. We have the on ads, like a portion of the whole of the thing, which includes the audience targeting, the objective selection, the creative copywriting and all that. So 50% of the problem may be happening over here. So you got to find out, is it the creative that is not getting people? Is it a wrong objective that you are selected that is getting the wrong audience to coming into it? There are a lot of things that we can actually try to find out here. So if you really dig in and see, oh, the CTR is all good, the CPM is all good and all that, and the objective selection is correct, then probably you have to look at the on-ad optimization, which you try to find out whether if there is any portion of the entire journey that is causing your audience not to convert. Like, for example, like if you have all the numbers on the front end that is doing really good, like you have you have good CTR, objective, and everything is done right. But after that, when people land on your website, you only get really small amount of people adding to cart and go on and so forth to the next step and stuff. So if that's really the thing that is happening, we probably have to look into the entire customer journey, the checkout process, even the landing page and all that to try to fix the problem. So that is the off-ad optimization. And of course, I cannot rule out that there is also possibility where it could be the business model problem. It could be the pricing problem. Like recently, I worked with a client from Australia. We worked together for 4 weeks through the the design strategy and setup program. So eventually, first we set up and we were getting sales and all that. But what really helped us get the breakthrough was we adjusted the price. Really nominal adjustment. I think it's just less than 3 to 5% adjustment of the price, and eventually we just boosted the whole sales in a really meaningful way. So there are many angles to look into. I just want to tell you that we really need to try to find out. That's what I'm actually trying to advocate here. So if you are running ads and you're saying that you're spending $50 a day and you're not getting sales, I think the first thing we need to do is we need to dive in. So if you want to do that with me, you can scan this QR code and immediately you can pick a time and you can buy me a dinner for that. And we can actually have a 30-minute discussion. So what we do here is very simple. The first thing is I'm going to build a dashboard to tell you that, look, these are all the metrics that you have to look into based on your campaign structure. And then, of course, I would diagnose your entire campaign setup and all that. I will let you know that you probably, is it the objective? Is it audience targeting? Blah, blah, blah. So we do that. And then we build a dashboard, which is going to be in your ads manager that you can actually always come back to that. And then after that, with the dashboard, we will analyze. So when we analyze the campaign, and at the same time, I will be teaching you how to do that, we will be building hypotheses from there. Like, let's say, is it a creative that is happening? Or is it the checkout process that is creating a big gap over here that a lot of people are kind of like dropping off? So we will analyze and we will build a plan. So this plan is going to be guiding you for the next few weeks to really try to optimize one thing at a time, and hopefully to get you better results along the way. So this is really something that you have to continuously do, and with a proper planning, one step at a time, which I'm going to build you. That's what we do in 30 minutes. But of course, after that, if you choose to work with me onwards, that's up to you. But then again, with that 30 minutes, I'm already going to give you an entire plan and build you a dashboard, teach you how to analyze, and to give you a plan, which is totally good enough for you to get started on your way. So yeah, so that's what I believe you should be doing. All right, so if that's what you do, scan this QR code. I look forward to work with you. Okay, now then the next question we have here is back to about Ned. Obviously Ned is quite frustrated and he is, really looking for answer right now. So Ned is asking, if you install the SDK in your app, do you pay per install? If you don't install, do you do pay per click and redirection to your website? Now, seriously, you really need to understand the entire Facebook advertising from scratch right now. When you're running ads on Facebook, let me put it this way, how do we approach Facebook ads advertising? You don't get to pay per click, per install, or per whatever. When you're running ads on Facebook, just imagine it is actually very similar to distributing flyers. You see, when you open up a restaurant, you want to tell the whole, the community about your restaurant. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get somebody to design the flyer, which is already cost incurred. And then you got to print the flyer out, which is another cost incurred. And you need to hire people to go to places and distribute it to people. So all these are the costs that are incurred immediately when you want to do something like this. Same thing, when you're running ads on Facebook, how do you charge? You charge every time Facebook show your ad to your audience. So yeah, so your default charging block for your Facebook advertising is CPM, cost per 1,000 impression. And it's really a cost that you have no control. So what is affecting the CPM? It could be, the objective. You can go for the so-called the engagement objective, which usually can get us the lowest CPM, but engagement means you'll be getting anybody who, walk across the way. So yeah, cheap CPM, but doesn't mean that it's going to be bringing you any result. But then if you go very specific, the CPM may be higher because it's harder to reach this portion of people because they are very highly competitive in the market and something like that. So yeah, there are many reasons. So the creative also affect, the audience targeting also affect. There are many things that affects the CPM. That's the reason why when we're running ads on Facebook, monitoring the CPM is one thing, but we want to make sure that the flyer that we send out is effective. We want to get good CTR, right? Get people to take action on the ad itself and all that. But having people, having these people to take action on the ad itself is not enough. You want to go to the next step. You want people to come over to your site and they start looking at things, they start liking what you do, and they start installing and all that. So if you look at the whole advertising on Facebook, it's really a journey that you have to understand. And there are many parts of the whole journey that can actually go wrong. So that's the reason why Facebook advertising is really kind of like something that people would want to learn, because look, you're putting in money and you're hoping to get money back out of this, right? So that's really the key that a lot of people are really paying a lot of attention in Facebook advertising. So so that's my explanation to your question. I hope that makes sense. But to be frank, I think that you do one thing at a time. My recommendation is get your SDK sorted out and try to go through some learning to understand the fundamental of Facebook advertising. You can consider my Facebook Ads Masterclass. That gives you some idea about the fundamental, and start running ads. Yes, seriously. Because to be frank, you can take 100 or 1,000 courses and all that, but if you don't start running ads, you don't have the practical experience, you don't have the numbers, you don't have the cases to really help yourself to go into the learning in a very in-depth way. So it's about starting out. And then eventually, like I said, getting started is just the beginning, like putting the ad out there is just a start. There are many things. We talk about optimization, which is the high level stuff, trying to analyze and know what to do and stuff like that. So that's really something that I would actually recommend. One step at a time, Ned. Okay? And all the best with that. Just in case you need help, which QR code to scan. And basically at the moment, I would say in my opinion, I think you can actually start with the Facebook Ads Masterclass. And after that, you can always come back to this one to have a quick review with me when you start running ads and stuff like that. So that's kind of like a journey that you'll be going through, but don't be frustrated. Take it one step at a time and just enjoy the entire journey, So yeah. Okay, right. I guess that's pretty much all the questions that I have over here. And I guess we have a short one, but no, yeah, it's cool, right? Max 30 minutes. Sometimes we overrun, sometimes we have a shorter one, but yeah, so that's what we do, right? So if you have any questions, all you need to do is first go to my YouTube channel, try to search for an answer. If you can't find anything, just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is on the following Sunday at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, I'll be going live to answer questions like this. But just in case, if you need something more, like, can I just talk to you, Jason? Yes, you can scan this QR code, book a time with me, buy me a dinner. Then we can have a discussion whether to answer your question, to analyze a campaign, blah, 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 anything you want. So that's what we do. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and all the best for whatever you do, guys. And have an awesome week ahead. I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks. Good night. Bye-bye.